on the air.
The number to remember is 1-800-476-3311. Thank you in advance for your support, and don't forget about those sprinklers. Would you like to learn the foundational science that forms the basis of all methods of natural family planning and get connected to a professional community that will allow you to foster your career? An online training program offered by BOMA USA, the Billings Ovulation Method Association, and paid for by the Catholic Foundation is available only until the end of this year. All health professionals and students qualify. For more information, contact Craig at 469-877-4821 or email him at craig@boma-usa.org.
Save the date. St. Jude Catholic Church in Allen is hosting its annual St. Jude Craft Fair. All KATH 9:10 a.m. listeners are invited to join the parish for wonderful shopping opportunities and a chance to support local vendors and the American Heritage Girls. The fair will be held on Friday, November 19th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday, November 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at St. Jude Parish grounds. For more information, visit stjudeparish.com/craft-fair.
Hello, my name is Esther Fernandez, a new sponsor at KATH 910 AM and a realtor with JP & Associates. I'm a parishioner at Holy Spirit Parish in Duncanville and a longtime supporter and volunteer with the Guadalupe Radio Network. Are you ready to buy or sell your home? If so, you can reach me at 214-845-1753. That's 214-845-1753 or by email at estherzfernandez@gmail.com. That's ESTHERZFernandez@gmail.com.
St. John Vianney Catholic Church in Cleburne invites all KTH 910 AM listeners to their first annual free fall festival this Saturday, November 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The event includes food, fun, and fellowship. Enjoy face paintings, a cakewalk, and a family photo station as well. The fall festival will take place at 2825 West FM4 or Kilpatrick Street in Cleburne. For more information, visit their website, stjohnvianneycleburne.com, or you can visit the parish's Facebook page. KATH 910 AM welcomes Dr. Wynn, a member of St. Vincent de Paul Parish and owner of Pantego Dental and Orthodontic Center, as a new sponsor. They offer general and cosmetic dental services, including implants, braces, Invisalign, and laser pain relief for TMJ, TMD, and jaw pain. With the calendar year coming to an end, some dental benefits may expire on December 31st. Pantego Dental and Orthodontic Center can be reached by calling 817-274-1825. 817-274-1825.
The holidays are just around.
Welcome to Back to the Father, a show about the journey of life focused on our final end, which is God Himself, our loving Father. And now, here's your host, Dave Palmer.
And welcome again to Back to the Father here on the Guadalupe Radio Network social media sites. Glad you're with us, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or I think our own site on the GRN website. Do we have that up, Sissel? I sometimes get confused about exactly where we're broadcasting.
That's something I think we hope to do in the future. We're not
All right.
quite there yet.
Add that to your Christmas list, right? I understand that Christmas list is getting pretty long.
Yes.
She wants to, well, we won't get into that. But anyways, welcome everybody. Glad you're with us. The ever growing and fun thing. It's called Back to the Father because this show is based on the teachings of St. Thomas Aquinas and the Summa Theologia. And last week, we branched out a little bit. We talked about Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, not the toy. And we had a lot of fun doing that. We tied it into St. Thomas Aquinas. And so today we decided that we're going to talk about Aristotle, who was Plato's student, and many consider Aristotle to be the greatest philosopher of all time. I think you could certainly argue that, and he's amazing. So we invite your questions, your comments, whatever you want to say. You can also actually call in as well. You know that we can take calls. 877-757-9424 is our phone number. So again, welcome. We're also going to have everybody in this studio except for me contributed an away a day today. And so we'll do that. It's been a while.
Not even you.
I didn't do it. Sissel said yesterday, hey, can I do an away a day? And I said, yeah, we kind of gotten off from that, but we can do that. We'll do it at the beginning. And then we have fun with trivia at the end of the program. And we trust that everybody, including the returning Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg, will join us in trivia at the end.
And for once, I actually have a question beforehand.
Oh, really? Good, good. Is it a good one?
I don't believe it.
No, what happened? That's true.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll see that. And we have Sam Kavana joining us today. Hi, Sam.
Hey. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Wow.
It's been a while since you two have been on together, right?
Yeah.
Because we had to kind of boot you off one week for Daniel. And then last week, what was the deal with last week? You were here last
No, he was here.
Jonathan wasn't
And it was
here.
one of our best shows yet.
Hey, wait a minute.
It was a good show. Yeah. What was different about last week? What made it so good?
I'm not sure.
Good
It
topic.
Good topic. I
Yeah.
felt like everyone contributed well. Nothing was really missing. Just all the elements were there.
And I wasn't there. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
what it was.
That's what we're kind of getting at.
I think that's what we're
yeah.
getting at.
If there was ever a moment for Diane to introduce her sizzle sound effect, that would have been it, okay? Diane Xavier running the board. She's kind of multitasking. She does a lot. She answers calls. She puts people on the line. She has to kind of keep everything running. So there's Diane, and Diane's equipped now with another sound effect. And, of course, Sissel Anderson.
Struggling with sun today.
Yeah. It's a little. Yeah, it's still dark. Yeah, the studio is got light coming in. The shades don't work.
Our shades don't work. So I'm like, my head is in darkness and my body is illuminated.
I know. It's like,
I feel like it should be
it's
other
like
way
all the
around at
halfway,
least.
halfway down your
At least make it look like I'm angelic, but the bottom half of my body's angelic and my
Yeah.
head is just not.
You need to, people could only see what it looks like just off camera in your attempts to block the sun.
It's a hot mess.
Apparently,
Cheetah jacket, whiteboard.
Didn't go so well. Today is the feast day of St. Josaphat, bishop and martyr. Not a really well-known saint, but may he intercede for us today. And let's see, what else? Let's see, you want to get right into the away a day? Anything else? Sissel's got her hat on. Not really a hat, more of a visor. Does that...
Well,
I'm
you're
trying-
not one to talk, Dave. You're not wearing a hat. So
Yeah.
David L. Gray just commented that I look like a villain from Gotham.
Oh, wow. Wow, he's starting early in the show, isn't he?
I'll take it. You know what? Yeah, I look like an unlocked video game character or, a villain in Gotham. I'll take it. I love Batman, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Glad to have David L. Gray with us. And, of course, he is the host of the Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock Central Time show. Always enjoyed. He's got great guests on, and he's regular on this. So is it just me, or is there people already commenting, or is that all you, Sissel?
I'm just talking to myself.
But Buddy's there, and we're glad, David L. Gray. So, all right, we're off and running, and we're glad to have the dynamic duo of our high school interns here as well. So glad to have you guys with us. Okay, let's get to the away a day. All right, I got a new graphic here for away a day, and this is basically where we just are deliberate about finding creatures in our everyday experience and not just saying, oh, look at that, there's a grasshopper, there's a turtle, but connecting it to God, connecting it to providence, connecting it to the fact that God is in control of all things, okay, and it's really kind of cool. Sissel contributed this rather simple leaf to away a day this week. So what struck you about the leaf, Sissel?
Well, so I'm gonna be straightforward. I don't know much about trees, like at all.
Okay.
So I have some
That's
facts,
all
but
right.
not that much, and I'm not entirely sure if I completely identified this leaf correctly. But what struck me about this leaf in particular was that we're in this weird, this transitional season where it's some places have very beautiful fall colors everywhere. Texas is not necessarily one of those places where there are some trees you're like, that's beautiful. And I was just walking out to my car the other day and I saw this leaf that was mid-transition, kind of it's got all the colors in there, the reds, the yellows, and the green. And I just thought it was so pretty that God made something so beautiful like that. And I don't know, it just represents a different like the changing of the season, the liturgical calendars change, like that kind of thing. So I think it just struck me as something really beautiful, and it brought me back to God. So I think it's a type of oak. I thought it was a post oak, but then I looked up post oak leaves and they're not that pointy. So if anyone is a tree expert listening, I would love to learn something about
kind
this.
of narrow casting, but
hey,
yeah, you never know.
I don't know. I think I trust.
Actually, I think it's a pin oak.
Whoa!
I told you someone would be
Hold on.
listening.
I want to double check.
This is this is country boy here. He knows all this stuff.
Let's see.
Yeah,
pin
that's
oak.
nice.
So
it's
that-
a pin oak.
I think he's right. It does look pointy.
Oaks kind of have that same kind of shape, don't they?
Yeah,
that
kind of
kind of jagged. I don't know how to describe that, but there's a certain look of an oak tree. So that's really cool, and it actually ties in really well to something we're going to talk about with Aristotle today. Okay, so I'll point that out when we get to it. All right, here's Jonathan's contribution.
It is a fish. Now, a moment of silence. This fish, unfortunately, passed away in the great winter storm of 2021. The water in my room froze. It got so cold, and the fish did not survive. So just.
This is a picture before that, when it was still alive.
When he was still alive. It was like a month beforehand.
It's not frozen there, is it?
One
and
month
we've
before the
determined
accident.
why fish died, because Jonathan never bothered to give it a name.
Well, because it was. The thing is that it was one of many fish.
What did that have to do with the freeze?
Well, they didn't. He died. He never gave him a name. He never felt love and connection
How
with
many,
a human
how many
being.
fish did you have?
Oh, I had like 20 or 30.
Supposed to give them all names?
Yes.
They all look the same.
I only.
You
Yeah, I
never
know
tell 'em
exactly.
apart.
I named
we
Rick
had 20
and
fish,
Balthazar.
and I named each of them. None of them were the Fellowship
But
of the
that's
Ring.
weird.
No, none of them were the Fellowship. 4 of them were the monkeys.
I'll tell you how bad I am. We had we have a West Highland Terrier, right?
Yeah.
Her name is Ella, cute little white dog, right? The other day, neighbors in our house down the street from us came over and said, "I think your dog is in our front yard," right? So I go over there, and there's a West Highland Terrier in their front yard. And I look at it, and I couldn't tell if it was our dog or not. I'm serious. I looked
How?
at it. It's just because they all look the same.
That's true.
I mean, much less fish. And I had to pick this thing up, and I looked at it, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, I cannot tell if this is our dog or not.
Was it your dog?
No.
Because
It wasn't our dog.
you
but
didn't have that connection with
They
it.
all look the same. I mean, they're almost identical. I
My
know it's-
dogs would argue
It's
that point,
horrible.
but
I
that's
mean, I felt terrible. It's kind of like, looking at a kid and wondering if it's your son or not. I mean,
Yeah.
Anyways, not quite the same.
Well, okay,
but
so-
anyways, I digress.
So I love fish. I think they are the greatest animal ever. They're just the highest form of animal. I can watch them for hours and hours. It's better than TV, in my opinion. And what I think is really interesting about the goldfish is, and I guess all cold water fish really, is their ability to survive freezing temperatures. Now, unfortunately, it didn't work for this one. I don't know what happened.
Jonathan,
Kind of
that's not-
ironic.
I think,
That's not.
I think the oxygen level went down the water because when it froze, it happened so quickly. It went from being warm to cold, and then the oxygen just sucked out of the water, so it suffocated. But anyway, what they do is that they can convert their their blood into alcohol, and alcohol won't freeze. So their blood doesn't freeze, and they can just kind of,
They convert their
hibernate.
blood to alcohol?
yeah.
Seriously. I had never heard that.
So they're like drunk fish at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. They're so drunk that they pass out, and their blood can't freeze, and then they can
so
actually
the
freeze in a solid block of
composition
ice.
of their blood changes. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know if it's the composition, but it becomes, I think, 70% alcohol.
Right. Because there's the people like up north. When I lived in Michigan, we used to go skating on the lakes in the winter, ice skating. But the fish were still alive below.
Yeah.
And the water had to have been, I mean, it's not frozen cold, but it's really cold, and they can still live.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I actually had a goldfish. I keep most of them outside, and one it actually got frozen on the top layer of ice. It was head kind of sticking out a little bit, and I was like, "Oh gosh, that one's dead." So I cracked it out, and then I brought it inside, and then it just woke up, and I was like,
I
"Oh,
love
cool."
to hear
Why
listening
do you
to Jonathan talk.
Why do you only experience these kind of things?
Only Jonathan gets to
A
it.
fish like half out of water, frozen.
Well, its head was kind of sticking out a little bit.
Still alive.
Yeah, it was still alive.
That's just like trauma to me right there.
It
But
lived into
okay.
the winter storm.
Yeah,
It was great.
By the way,
Interesting. Okay.
Buddy on Facebook commented, "Is it our job given to us by God to name the animals?" I think that's talking about giving.
Well, it's
Well,
called a
Adam-
goldfish. There you go.
yeah.
I refer to it as the goldfish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, our friend Kevin has joined us again,
Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Oh,
who
Kevin.
doesn't speak Greek.
speaks
Oh,
Ukrainian.
Kevin. Okay.
That Kevin, yeah.
Which is basically just Russian
The
descent.
Kevin, when it was one of my lower points in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have pretty small viewership when we're able to identify individual viewers. But Kevin,
we're creepy like that. We can
yeah, that's
Wow.
right. It puts a lot of pressure. Like last week, we were calling out Jonathan. He wasn't paying attention. He wasn't even watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching.
Jonathan.
Sorry. I was sick. I was doing homework.
You're doing homework at 2:00 in the
But
afternoon.
you didn't have time to watch us.
No, I didn't.
Jonathan, no excuse for that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
We almost didn't. We almost didn't want you to come back. But,
Oh, yeah.
Finally, we thought it was okay. All right. Here's Sam. Sam also,
Yeah.
not to be beaten by Jonathan, brought a fish.
Oh wait, I should mention before this begins. My fish, you can't tell. We can't tell by the picture.
Go back to
My
his
fish is
fish.
about
Oh,
9
shoot.
inches long. It's
Oh,
a big,
wow.
big fish.
Okay.
So that's not a foot, just to
Yeah, I
clarify.
really thought
And I raised
when
it
I
from a
saw
tiny
that
one.
picture, I thought it was one of those ones like in the pet store.
I'm
that
not
are
good at
like
taking
two-
pictures.
Yeah,
two
it does
inch-
look like very tiny.
Yeah,
I
but
will
he's
say
big.
the picture
9
doesn't
inches
quite.
is big fish.
9 inches. Wow. Huge.
9
okay.
inches.
Are you going to let Sam talk?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Sam.
I can. I'll
Can you
take
tell
that
us about
liberty.
this one?
Yeah. Well, this is bigger than 9 inches. I don't know the exact size.
About a foot, maybe.
Maybe about a
Foot,
foot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Inches.
we'll estimate
it's,
it there.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
And I actually caught it.
The
So,
bat? What is
Well,
that?
I raised my fish.
it's a largemouth bass.
But did you all have a fish named Gandalf? I don't think so.
Did you have a fish named Balthazar?
So how do you-
I did.
So how do you connect it with God?
Okay, actually, this is a chemistry fact. So I have this wonderful teacher at community college named Dr. Bambro, and this is, the argument, the argument basically that there's so many things that are so precise in nature
Yeah.
that if it were any other way, we wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one with just aquatic life in general, which is that with water is such a cool molecule because the water is like really, really small. The molecules are tiny, but it has a really high boiling point. So ordinarily a molecule of the size of water would boil in like maybe negative Celsius degrees, like really low temperatures, but water doesn't actually boil till it's 100 degrees Celsius. So basically that's why we don't have like steam on Earth and we have lakes. And that's basically it.
What's
That's
that have to do
basically-
with the fish?
Well, there's a lake in the background and the fish was in.
So you were just trying
canal.
to
It was
shame
actually
my
it was
fish.
his way of day wasn't the fish. It was the
Oh,
water.
Yeah.
So my fish wins still in the
Surprise.
fish
Can
company.
you forgive me for being
Oh.
distracted by the fish?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
you're
by
okay.
the way, I noticed you're wearing some Chosen swag there.
Yeah.
So hats off to you.
Come and see.
Yeah.
And also the Chosen swag has fish.
Fish on it.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was.
Very on theme
Wow.
when we're talking about water.
Lot
Yeah.
going on in that
Yeah,
picture.
exactly.
Thank you, Sam. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you all for contributing. I feel pretty bad about not contributing today, but
Disappointed in you,
that's
Dave.
okay.
That's all I can
That's
say.
okay. All right. That's Away a Day. And thanks, everybody. And, it'd be cool if one of you out there watching the program contributes. You can email it to us. We don't have an Away a Day email address, do we?
We don't, but we could totally.
Just Dave
Add to the wish
Palmer
list.
at grnonline.com. It'd be great if one person, one time, maybe next week, contributed something from your everyday life. All right, let's move on to talking about the Greek philosopher Aristotle. Y'all know when he lived, Aristotle, approximately?
About
No,
434
you're looking at
BC.
the PowerPoint
See,
tells me.
I send this PowerPoint to you guys, and you cheat. I said, please don't
What do
go
you
ahead.
expect us to do?
I
You
know,
showed it
don't-
to me yesterday, to be fair.
Not this PowerPoint.
Zach's going to need an ice pack.
Well, wait, what just happened?
That was not Sissel speaking.
What just something about an ice pack? All right, so get a load of this. I've lost total control of this program. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, so we're going to talk about Aristotle today and 5 particular areas of Aristotelian teaching, and then we're going to tie it into St. Thomas Aquinas. Okay, I got a lot of this is a long PowerPoint presentation,
Yeah, we
but a
noticed.
lot going on. So here's the first thing, and I appreciate that Sam brought in some kind of like science and the molecules and the blood turning to
Brought
alcohol,
a
which
leaf.
seems kind of weird, but get a load of this. Aristotle lived 384 to 322 BC. Okay, I put Plato's years in there just so you can see how they intersected. Plato was Aristotle's teacher. All right, so Aristotle taught on physics, biology, zoology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, theater, music, rhetoric, psychology, linguistics, economics, politics, meteorology, geology, and government.
Is that all?
You know what?
What
I
is-
just feel like he had too much time on his hands and he didn't get enough done.
I know. And you know what? He was married.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. That poor wife.
I bet he never spent any time with his wife, and he had a child.
I was gonna. That was my next question. Was did he have a kid?
Yeah,
Wow.
he had a child. He had he has the book called Nicomachean Ethics.
Yeah.
Well, his father and his son had the same name, and so people say, did he name that after his father or his son? And most people think it was his son because after Aristotle died, his son Nicomachus or whatever, edited it and put it together, right? So pretty interesting. Now get a load of this. This next thing here, he's been called the father of logic, the father of biology, the father of political science, the father of zoology, the father of embryology, the father of natural law, the father of scientific method, the father of rhetoric, the father of psychology, the father of realism, the father of criticism, the father of individualism, the father of teleology, and the father of meteorology.
Can we just call him the father?
Back to the father.
Oh,
there you go.
Congrats, Dave, for getting through that.
I know. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, that was.
But the fact that it took me so long to get through it, I mean, I'm not the father. I'm the father of a few kids. I mean, but that's pretty amazing. So this guy definitely holds the possibility of saying being the greatest scientist of all time. I mean, and possibly the greatest philosopher of all time. So definitely worthy of our time and attention today. Now get a load of this. Okay, so Friedrich Nietzsche said he took all of his political philosophy from Aristotle. Charles Darwin regarded Aristotle as the most important contributor to the subject of biology. Now, Darwin's not that great of a guy, neither was Nietzsche. James Joyce, y'all familiar with James Joyce? Mm-hmm. They say he wrote the best novel of the 20th century.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold.
So even
What is that? Was he the guy that wrote Game of Thrones?
That wasn't written in the 20th century.
Oh, no, what am I talking about?
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
No, James Joyce is Irish.
never mind.
I wonder if anybody out there in the land of social media knows the book that he wrote. Because seriously, if you look at the best books, and it's
I looked it up.
It was a stream of consciousness book where it was not. It was kind of like it's. Do you know what it is? Did you figure it out?
Is it Ulysses?
Yeah, Ulysses.
Ulysses.
And it was. I've tried to read it several times. But anyways, what?
I'm like, it's one of those books.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. So anyways, it was Aristotle was his favorite philosopher, whom he considered the greatest thinker of all times. Samuel Taylor Coleridge said everybody is born either a Platonist or an Aristotelian. Okay?
Platonist is easier to say.
Aristotelian.
So I'm a Platonist.
Just because it's easier to say.
That's the state of society these days.
I think that's a little too.
How dare you?
I think that's a little too simplistic. So.
No, I know.
Okay, so but we studied Plato last week, Aristotle this week. So by the end of the program today, you should understand the difference between the two of them, right?
Yes, one is Plato and one is
Ayn
Aristotle.
Rand. Y'all familiar with her, Ayn Rand?
Nope.
Okay, you know Rand Paul, the senator from
Yes, you
Kentucky. Rand Paul, he was named after Ayn Rand.
Oh, that's cool.
I was trying to say they were related, and I was like, wow.
No. Okay, so Ayn Rand, one of the few female philosophers. There aren't a lot of famous female philosophers. She said that Aristotle is the greatest of all philosophers. She said she could only recommend 3 A's: Aristotle, Aquinas,
and herself.
And
My
herself.
goodness.
Well, it starts with an A, so maybe she didn't have any other A's to
Like
go
I got
with.
3 is a better number than 2. So
Karl Marx considered Aristotle to be the greatest thinker of antiquity and called him a giant thinker, a genius, and the great scholar. So and then of course Aquinas thought the world of Aristotle. So you can see people of all stripes had a lot of respect for Aristotle. Isn't that kind of cool? Interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So 5 things involving Aristotle's teaching that we're going to talk about today. And the first one is the human soul. All right. So there's 3 kinds of souls, right? You got the vegetative soul, which plants have, the sensitive soul that animals have, and a rational soul that humans have. But humans also have the sensitive soul and the vegetative soul. So our souls are kind of like the 3-in-1 package.
they're more soulful.
Okay, so you get all 3 if you're a human being and your rational soul. But then the other cool thing is that Aristotle spent a lot of time observing creatures. Like, how are we different from that big mouth bass? How are we different from the goldfish or the leaf? You know.
That leaf just looks so pathetic now. Poor little
Compared to the fish.
Compared to the
Yeah,
fish,
but the plant would have a vegetative soul.
That's
so,
true.
So what about our soul is vegetative? What's the vegetative aspect of our soul? And the more I studied Aristotle, the more I realized Aquinas stole a lot. Now, I say stole, he borrowed. He gave him credit for it all, but a lot of Thomistic philosophy is Aristotle. Thomas writes extensively on the soul. He took a lot of it from Aristotle. That's where it came from. A lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today, Thomas taught as well. So vegetative soul, seriously, what do we have in common with a plant?
Photosynthesis.
Wrong answer.
No, we grow,
Yeah. Don't we have blood going through our veins? And the most plants are vascular.
We can be a little prickly from time to time.
No.
Okay.
Oh no, we're alive.
Yeah.
These plants are vascular. They've got they've got things that are keeping them alive. They rely on the sun. They have growth. They have that kind of stuff. Okay, so the animals have a sensitive soul. Means they have senses. They can see. They can feel pain. They can smell. Right, most of them. Anyways, all right, we have that as well. So we've got the rational soul. All right, so Aristotle made this distinction. I don't know if Plato probably was aware of these different parts of the soul, but this is one of the big contributions. All right, so remember I showed this last week? Do you all remember what this was all about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jonathan wasn't here, so...
Yeah, do you remember Jonathan?
Jonathan wasn't watching the show.
Yes.
The world of forms, Plato believed that what we experience down here below is just a kind of a participation in the ideal universal forms, okay? So he kind of denigrated the physical world, whereas Aristotle said, no, if you see something, the form and the matter are composite, they're together. And so it made the created world more dignified because it's not just some, base representation of the ideal form. It actually has the form in it that we experience. I know it sounds kind of eggheadish, but but it really is kind of important because we are a sacramental people. Our sacraments are all based on matter, right? Every sacrament has matter. Every sacrament has matter and form, and so that's significant. So this is what I showed last week for Jonathan's sake, and those who are new watching, is that everything in this world is a shadow of the ideal form. This is Plato. This is not Aristotle. And the world of ideas is up here, and all we're doing is experiencing just these representations of things below, okay? Have we gone over the 4 causes of Aristotle? Have y'all seen this graphic before? Have you ever heard of the 4 causes?
No, I had not. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. No, I have, yes.
Did you show this at all?
I don't know.
Well,
From y'all's reaction, it looks like maybe I haven't.
I don't know. Part of it looks familiar, but I'm not
we
sure if it's
talked
just the
about
bubbles.
in previous shows, but it's an Aquinas sort of, setting, I guess.
Yeah. So cause is kind of a confusing word. It's more of like the 4 explanations of something. So they're using an example of like a table here. You see that in the final one, the final cause? And so the material cause is the material that's used to make it. And that's pretty obvious, right? So anything would have a material cause. The formal cause is the blueprint. It's kind of like what it is, the essence, right? The efficient cause basically is where it came from, who made it, and the final cause is the purpose or the reason for it. And so Aristotle was the first one to look at things and say, all right, what are the 4 causes? And you can apply this to anything. You can apply this to a spaghetti dinner or just anything, a car. What's the material, formal, efficient, and final cause of a car? So the point here is that you're looking at things and you're wondering, well, first of all, why were they created? What's the purpose of them? Who made them? What are they made of? And what are they? Okay, isn't that kind of cool? Mm-hmm. It's rendered you all speechless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind is blown.
Yeah, so those are the 4 causes. Okay, so now, potentiality and actuality. Okay? So when something has potential and actuality, okay, we are both. Okay, so Sam could potentially walk out of the room. Jonathan could potentially fall asleep.
I could potentially win the 2024 presidency.
Yes, potentially.
True.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes.
Hey.
If you throw your hat in the ring, right?
exactly.
Okay, so like for example, here's a young lady. You ever heard somebody say like she has so much potential, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means that she has not yet achieved actuality. There's something that she's moving towards. There's something that still is going to happen to her or that she's going to achieve. And so she's moving towards some end, right? And maybe that actuality is that she becomes a doctor one day. So she's got a lot of potential. Are these graphics? Are they okay? They're lined up, right?
Okay, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take you to find a picture of a doctor who looked a lot like the girl?
I'm so glad you asked me that because I put in, I'm in this program Canva, right? Free photos. And so I put in teenage girl, right? This pops up. And I was like, okay, good enough. And then I put in female doctor. And this one pops up and I'm like, man, it looks like her.
Yeah.
So like 30
Doesn't it?
seconds.
Yeah. What's that?
Wow. So like 30 seconds it took you to.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
I was kind of giving the abridged version. It may
That's
take me
true.
a little longer than that, but I'm like, wow, it looks exactly like her, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not her though. Totally.
She did not actually become a doctor.
Well,
Oh, disappointment.
that we don't know.
Ooh.
So, okay, let me give you another example: potentiality and actuality. Okay, this is Aristotle spent a lot of time talking about this kind of stuff. Okay, you see what's on the screen now?
An
It's
egg.
an egg.
Okay, so that egg is in potentiality, right? So the question is, okay, what is it in potentiality to be? Okay,
chicken.
so the egg could become a chicken.
Or my breakfast.
Do I get a prize?
Okay, do you see the chicken there? Or the egg could become a poached egg. Okay, because we don't know we don't know what the it has potentiality depending on if it's fertilized or not, right?
Yeah.
Country boy. Okay. So the action. So what you're looking at things is saying, okay, there's then this has to do with cause. This has to do with effect. This has to do with the way we look at the world, and ultimately it's going to. Okay, so let me give one more example on a more. Okay, do you guys know what that is? Do you see that one? That next slide.
Like a really small brain or something.
It does look like a small brain. That was what I was thinking
Like a
of.
dog. You're not a
No.
dog, but like a.
Is that a human life?
Is anybody
squirrel
out there?
brain. It's like,
It does kind of look like a brain, doesn't it? Are you keeping track of the comments? Because
Yes,
it seems
yes.
like okay.
Kevin was saying things. Oh,
He's talking in Greek.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
he is.
Greek.
it's Ukrainian. Come
Oh,
on.
like
The alphabets
Ukrainian.
are very different.
And he also wants to make sure Jonathan knows that that Russian and Ukrainian are not the same.
Actually, they're exactly the same language.
Apparently, that's an ongoing feud. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was said. But Buddy says that God gave us fish so that we could have something to eat on Friday besides
There you go.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, you're going to be shocked when I tell you what this is.
It's not a human life. Didn't I?
That's an embryo.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is
That is a tiny brain.
Yeah,
It is what is it called? Is it when it starts splitting? What is that process called?
Oh. Is it meiosis or mitosis?
Yeah.
Mitosis. So it starts off as one cell. We talked about this last week, didn't we? And then it goes into 2, and then it goes into 4, and then it goes into 8. I think that is an 8. It's an 8-part embryo. So in the very early stages. Okay, so where this falls into the whole realm of actuality, potentiality, is that this is potentially this, right? And so in the
It's potentially twins.
no,
There's two
No.
people there.
Yeah.
my point is it's potentially an adult human being, but no, I mean it can't be twins because it's one embryo. If it was twins,
Oh,
it'd
there
be
are
2
two
embryos.
people there.
I was trying to be, showing a guy and a girl.
Oh, you were trying
Okay.
to cover all the genders.
Be inclusive.
Yeah, trying to be inclusive. It just I did a search.
You actually weren't being inclusive.
Why not?
There's not 2 genders, Dave.
Oh.
See how warped Sissel has become.
I know.
Okay, so potentiality. I mean, some people will say, this is a blob of tissue. Well, Aristotle would say, and Thomas, of course, would follow, and anybody with a brain would say, no, this is
You got a burn
potentially
right there. You just burned all the abortionists there.
Go Aristotle, doing it before it was cool.
Oh,
Yeah, so isn't that cool though? The potentiality of anything, if we look into that, is that it's going. I mean, everybody knows that by common sense that this is a potential adult human being, and it should change the way we look at moral theology. And so, anyways, I think that was kind of cool. So, and also, God has no potentiality. God is pure act, and so nothing can happen to God. Okay, God only is, but you can't change his mind. You can't move him. He's not inside of time. And so if you understand the relationship between potentiality and actuality, then you would realize that you would have a better understanding of who God is, because God is purely act. Okay, so the last thing from Aristotle is virtue ethics, according to Aristotle. Aristotle said that the end of the virtuous person, the end goal is happiness. Okay, so that's what we're all looking for, is to be happy. Okay,
By jumping up on a beach, which does, I think.
they look pretty happy.
They look
don't
very
They
happy.
do.
I think that pretty much, yeah.
They look very
Epitome.
happy. Okay, you do a search for happy people, and this
And
is
they're
what
jumping
you
on
get.
a beach.
You get so for some reason happy people like to jump.
On beaches. Very specific.
In
It
the
has-
sand.
well,
In the sand.
I don't think that's a beach. It looks like a desert to me.
Oh, I
There's,
can't see. I'm
mountains in
being
the
blinded by
background.
the sun, so I can't.
No,
I believe them less now.
It is funny though, because seriously, do a search for happy people, and they're almost always airborne. They're always.
So we were made to fly.
Well, what is it about people jumping?
I don't
mean,
know.
when I'm happy, I don't jump.
I jump
Yeah.
on the trampoline. That does make
When
me
you're
very
happy.
When you're happy.
You're happy on the trampoline.
Yep.
Okay. So then Aristotle, again, going kind of looking at things like what is happiness? What causes happiness? And can a plant be happy?
I would say
No.
no. It doesn't
Okay.
have the.
It doesn't have the
All right,
rational
just
soul.
going to kind of throw that out there for anybody who'd like to consider: can a plant be happy? Can a plant experience joy? Now, can a plant experience? Okay, what about Fido? He doesn't look very happy.
I think they can, but just not in the same way that we can, obviously. But they can experience sort of like baseline versions of happiness, sadness, fear.
Yeah. Now Aristotle, and again Thomas borrowed this from him, is said that the human being achieves happiness through the exercise of his rational mind. Okay, it's through rationality which is the highest function of a human being, that we can achieve happiness. And so in that regard, a dog cannot be happy. A dog can experience delight. A dog can eat a milk bone, or kind of flop around or get tickled or something, and have some sense of delight, but he can't be happy. Okay, because happiness is a function of the rational mind. I think that's what Aristotle would say. A plant, not so much. Plants don't really experience any degree of happiness, right? So then Aristotle would start saying, okay, well then what creates happiness? Okay, is it money? Do y'all know who the richest person in the world is?
It's what's his name?
You're looking ahead.
Well, I knew it already to
Okay,
begin with,
it's
but
this
it's
guy.
yeah.
Hello,
How have I
Elon.
forgot? Elon Musk. There we go.
The
Yeah,
richest
forgot his
person in
name.
the world. So is the fact that Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, does that make him happy?
I think he's an
Okay.
atheist, so he must have a pretty terrible life.
Is he an atheist?
I have
He
no
is.
idea. I imagine that much money would make you very unhappy.
All right.
For the most part.
So
Money will
who's
probably
who's the most powerful person in the world?
Unfortunately, we all know
All
the
right,
answer.
there you go. I'd say the president of the United States, wouldn't you say?
Probably.
Yeah.
They always say that in the title. Most powerful man in the world.
Oh yeah, as part of the presidency of the United
So
Well,
when
you
I
can make
become
that-
president,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be the most powerful person in the world.
I think I'd say split between China and America. Most powerful president.
Yeah,
it's-
Yeah,
you could
it's
argue
true.
that. But does power make you happy? I mean, Thomas, in the second part of the Summa, Prima Secunda, Thomas goes through all of these. Okay, do physical pleasures make you ultimately happy? Does power make you happy? Does money make you happy? Does fame, does honor, glory, does that all make you happy? Okay, what about food? How do we know that a juicy steak? I shouldn't show this on a Friday.
Yeah,
I
that's
apologize for
torturing
that.
us.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Penance is better now.
So, how do we know that food can ultimately make us happy?
Because it could also make our tummies very unhappy,
Yeah.
depending on the day.
You could say, like, when you take it to the excess, it starts to become physically troubling, and so that's a sign that it's bad.
Yeah. Well, it's
Well, it's a
because
means,
as
not
soon
an end.
as you eat, like 2 hours later, you're hungry again.
Yeah.
Right? So nothing that you continue to have to do, which is pretty much everything. I mean, I think like these rich people, it's like, how much money do they need?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're, Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or, Jeff Bezos, it's like this insatiable, I can't judge their hearts. I don't know what's going on in their heads, but they just seem like why don't they retire? I mean, but they have to just keep going and going and going. So clearly it's not ultimately making them happy, just like that steak. Despite what you may think, but it's not going to ultimately make you happy. So Thomas Aquinas comes along, and of course Aristotle, believed in God, but he didn't have knowledge of the triune God because Jesus had not come along yet on the scene. So Thomas says, well, ultimately man's happiness is God. All right, so he borrows from Aristotle and says, okay, we want to be ultimately happy. We have something that the dog and the plant don't have, and it's got to be something that is ultimately fulfilling, and it can't be money, and it can't be power, and it can't be influence or popularity or any of that kind of stuff. It's got to be God.
I just want to say, if a particular man named Kevin is watching the show, this is a very good embodiment of an argument that I've been having with you over the past couple of weeks about being able to naturally come to know God without having divine revelation. Although it's only a piece, essentially, of the puzzle, it's still important and it's still there. Just saying.
You
I
realize
hate
you're talking to one person right
particular
now.
guy. I don't even know if
Also,
he's watching
I hate
still.
to break it to you. I think you went on a bike ride.
Bike ride. Ben.
So you're talking to a guy that's not even paying attention.
Oh,
Oh man,
It's a good effort.
I miss Jonathan.
I know. I'm glad Jonathan's back.
Texting him right now. Come on, man.
Get off your bike. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to go over now, this is really cool. This is called virtue ethics, and where St. Thomas Aquinas writes about this in the Summa as well, where virtue is in the mean. Okay, so I'm going to play a little game. If any of y'all look ahead, I'm going to be very okay. Did
How
you
far
already,
ahead? How far ahead?
Not,
I'm on the page that says
Okay.
virtue seeks.
Okay, no, you're
No,
all right.
I'm okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you got a little scale there.
Yes.
Okay, because I want to play a little game.
Okay.
See if y'all can get this, okay? And feel free to play along at home as well if you'd like to. Okay, so what it means here is that every virtue has opposite extremes. Okay, so if you take a certain necessary virtue, there's going to be opposite extremes. Here's an example, okay? So when it comes to regulating fear, F-E-A-R, the virtue is courage, okay? But in regard to courage, you can have too little courage or you could have too much. Okay, so what are the extremes? What do y'all think?
Okay, wait.
And
But
don't look.
I got it.
Don't
so
look
wait,
ahead.
too little. What are the extremes?
Yeah,
Okay,
like if
so-
you're not courageous enough.
You're a chicken.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
bring chickens into this. Okay. Okay.
If a
Yeah,
wasp,
but
like if a wasp were to get into your house, you would run away rather than. kill
yeah.
the
What's the
I-
word for it?
Cowardice?
Okay,
Fear?
okay, cowardice. Let me
Terror?
look ahead.
I don't
Okay,
Cowardice?
yeah. Jonathan actually got it right.
What?
And
Yeah.
then
Okay. So then what's the other extreme?
I'm trying to think
If you're not a coward, but you're too courageous.
too bold. I'm trying to think
Overly
of
bold.
confident.
Yeah.
You're dumb. No.
There's
Okay,
a
I'm
word for
gonna-
this.
you want me-
You
you want me to
are
give it to you?
I don't
Is
know.
anybody playing along
wait,
at
wait.
home?
Wait, let me look.
Imprudence. No.
Imprudence might be it.
Imprudence is a
It's
good
not.
word.
It's not quite specific enough though.
Diane said, "My plants are happy." How can you tell if a plant is happy?
They're not dying.
Smiling.
It's hard to say. Is that our Diane?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
alright.
that's our
Well,
Diane.
all I gotta say is that it looks really pretty, like a fall color. When it just looks really pretty. My plants right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should
Do you
take
have
a picture.
plants at home?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. Well, I have a little plants in front of my yard, and sometimes the tornado comes and destroys certain things. But my plants look so happy right now. I just love
They
coming
have-
home and seeing the beautiful color leaves.
Yeah. All right. Take a picture sometime. You can do a way a day on those.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is. Cowardice is one extreme, and rashness is
Rashness,
the
that
other.
was it.
Ah.
Yeah. So somebody's rash, right? That would be it. Okay.
That
So the
means
next
he's
one
itchy.
is okay. When it comes to regulating anger,
Ooh.
okay, the virtue is patience.
Anger.
And what is when you're not patient? When you're too patient?
You're a doormat.
Well, you'd be impatient, wouldn't you?
Well,
Short-tempered, impatient.
Yeah, I don't. But there's another word for it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if you're not patient enough, or if you're too patient, here's the answer. Okay. You are irascible. You ever heard that one?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I've heard that.
Irascible, or you lack spirit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Spineless.
So a doormat.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You kind of colloquialized it, right? The doormat.
That's me.
Okay. I don't think Aristotle was familiar with the lingo of
I have taught him something
21st
today.
century America.
You're welcome, Aristotle.
Yes. Okay. How about when it comes to self-expression, as far as the truthfulness of yourself. This one's a little bit kind of hard to
Ooh, that's a little
explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
What would be
Flamboyance.
flamboyance?
Extra.
Yeah.
Extra.
Going
yeah.
back to 21st century.
Yeah. Extra. I don't even remember what these are.
Oh. Well, shall we find out
Yeah,
together?
here we go. Okay, so
boastfulness.
Okay,
An
so
understatement.
it's like if you guys are very intelligent. So if somebody came up to you and said, "Boy, you're such bright young men," and if
I
you
thank you, yes, Dave. I know I am. I'm fantastic.
yeah,
Yes.
there. So you went to the excess of boastfulness, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now if Sam were to say like, no, I'm just kind of a schmuck. I'm not really all that smart, that kind of thing.
Then he would go to heaven because he is humble.
No, but
No, that would
he's-
not be humble.
He's
He
understated.
called himself a
It'd probably be,
schmuck.
yeah.
He is the son of God, and he called himself a schmuck.
Yeah.
Well, we're
so-
supposed
so
to
he's-
refer to ourselves as garbage, though. I mean, that's what like Saint Alphonsus would do. He had meditations on just like being, how we're just total garbage without God.
And there's that one meditation we always hear during Holy Week where Jesus says, "I'm a worm." Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
that's right.
Whoa.
Makes you feel.
Yeah, and so last one I have here is okay. Now this applies to all of us. Okay, so in regard to conversation, don't look ahead now.
Sarcasm.
You looked ahead, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you didn't.
Sarcasm.
I'm
Okay,
checking
so
him.
a person could be witty. Okay, so they have the right thing to say at the right time, and people enjoy their company. So somebody who isn't that way, imagine going to a cocktail party, and you're like, wow, this person I'm talking to is really witty. I enjoy their conversation, right? So then you got two extremes. You got a person who
It's dumb.
you think dumb is going to be it.
No, because dumb wouldn't be the same.
Would it be
back
someone
then.
going too far? Like
Stupid.
they're like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. On the other end, would it be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these are
impotent
kinda-
or something. I don't know. That's a
Yeah,
word
I
of
know.
going completely off.
Yeah.
It
Well,
could be.
okay, here's the answer. Okay, you ever heard somebody being a bore?
Oh, buffoonery.
boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Buffoonery. I love that word.
Yeah, so he's a buffoon.
Buffoon. You
He
buffoon.
He just like they don't take anything seriously. He's just a buffoon. But then a bore is somebody that you're just like, oh,
Is a male pig.
No,
That is correct.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah. Country boy.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
You can't help yourself, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay, so a boorish person is just somebody that kind of drones on and on about the same thing, and it's like, okay, yeah, kind of like maybe the last 45 minutes of the show.
Self-burn.
I was gonna say when you bring up these things like the being a buffoon, I'm like, oh, you're like not taking anything seriously. I'm like, Dave, do we need to have a conversation? Are you trying to say something to us like right now?
No. So I mean, I think you met somebody. I used to think this way of comedians are often this way. It annoys me. Like you see a comedian on I guess they're buffoons by nature because that's kind of their thing, right? But they're
You're a buffoon
professional
by
buffoon.
nature.
yeah, they're on a talk show and they just don't take anything seriously. Like everything's a joke.
Yeah.
And to me it gets kind of old because it's like just you don't have to be funny all the time. Not everything has to be a joke. Okay, so I think that's what St. Thomas, Aristotle's getting at. So all this stuff, everything I just talked about, the potentiality, the actuality, the virtue ethics, the four causes, the form and the matter, all of it makes its way into the Summa. And all of this came from Aristotle. And there's a whole lot more about Aristotle that we didn't get to, but basically the guy's amazing. Okay?
I feel like it's kind of cool that I think for Christians, there's a lot of like, oh yeah, you have natural law. You can know things just by reason without revelation.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. No. Well, I think it's cool that you have someone like Aristotle who I think Aquinas says he like developed his reason to the farthest extent without revelation. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
to have
that. It's proof of kind of natural law.
Yeah.
Because we mentioned last week. I'm not sure if these Greek philosophers had any awareness of like Judaism.
Yeah, that's what I wondered a lot too.
you know-
If they kind of based it off of what they heard about Jews.
Now, okay, like geographically, you got Greece, and then you've got Jerusalem, and Israel, and so it's still pretty far away. I mean, it's not. But then Alexander the Great was traveling the whole world, conquering it, right? So he was traveling around. I just don't think philosophers are travelers.
Yeah.
I think they just like to kind of, like I would bet you Socrates never left like Athens. I think he probably just walked around and talked to people, asked questions, and he didn't feel the need that he had to get on a ship and go all over the place. So I don't know, but that's not to say that
You must have heard something.
manuscripts or, but yeah, well, how did they? They weren't writing anything down.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Gutenberg hadn't invented the printing press yet.
It's true.
Right? I mean, this is a long time before the printing press. So how did they? Yeah, I don't know. They
question.
just hand wrote stuff and like papyrus or something. But I
thought
don't know.
clay
Maybe.
tablets too. Is that what they did?
Yeah. All right. Buddy is making a lot of comments.
Ooh, I missed.
He was.
He said the 8-cell embryo. So yeah, he got that.
Yes,
and we
he
didn't
did.
notice. Okay.
He did after I think we talked.
Buddy, I'm
was trying to
sorry
steal credit.
that the person responsible for reading social media content missed all your contents, your comments.
She was busy fixing the light
Okay,
situation.
can I just have a moment to just say real quick, the sun moves and it's getting annoying.
So you're having to move your shade along with it,
And
right?
now I'm just even darker, and
So
I'm
there-
just like a patchwork.
I know.
I'll just face this way from
I
now
know.
on.
We've got to fix that.
We
got to fix
do.
that. And we got a sound effect for Sizzle. We never used it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
okay. Dave,
Uh
Yes.
oh.
I'm trying to think of something. Wait. I don't know. I don't have
You-
a
do you-
roast.
do you-
Someone-
you're trying
just
to
do
trying to
mine.
rip me.
Maybe we
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
You can do. Hey, Sam. You have glasses.
Let's. So
Die.
that's it. Oh, that's it. Who said ouch? Is that one?
That
of
was me.
Oh,
Jonathan.
okay. That's Jonathan's voice on
Yeah,
it.
and
Okay.
we have another one too.
Okay. All right.
What is
okay.
this?
So
need an ice pack.
Yeah.
y'all ready to move on to
Yes.
trivia?
Trivia.
Okay. So you want to officially
Yes, I
so
shall.
kick this off?
All right. And it's now that time of the show where we give Dave Summa to think about, and he gives it right back to us.
All right. I always feel like I'm on the Love Boat with that music, but that's all right. See, that was a sizzle opportunity. But all right. So Aristotle. Anything in all that Aristotle stuff that you found interesting? Anything of worth, or was that new stuff to you, or had you heard a lot of that?
Some of it.
A lot like the extremes were kind of new. I've never heard them be.
Oh, virtue and the
together that
mean.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was
thought-
kind of like a recap of stuff such a long time ago I studied.
Well,
but-
I mean, I
Sizzle
think it's
says
almost
that
a
every
recap
week.
of the
She's
show.
like,
So
yeah,
I've-
I studied all this when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, when I was 4 years old.
Yeah,
I knew it,
but
I
I
don't
forgot
remember
it all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm the
All right.
smartest and the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Because
but,
my short-term
okay, does everybody have trivia?
Yep.
I do.
Okay,
yes.
Sam, you want to get started?
It would be an honor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Okay. So, Vatican I had a document on papal infallibility, and it was basically explaining the criteria for when the Pope speaks ex cathedra, which is when he speaks infallibly. There's 3 criterion that have to be met. What are they?
Oh, for papal infallibility?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys know it? Do you want me to take the honors?
3 criteria. Oh,
You are honored.
Okay.
Wait. I know. I only know. I know 2 of them.
Oh, do you?
There's. He has to be seated in the chair, right?
Not physically.
Oh, I thought he had to sit in it.
No.
No.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
And you think, like
physically-
literally? Is it,
If he's not in the chair, it doesn't mean nothing.
Well,
No,
I thought it was like a
it's
ceremonial
just-
thing. He had to sit down in the chair, and it was almost like a.
no, symbolically.
What if the
I
chair
think.
fell
Yeah,
apart?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's their problem.
Well, because that's what ex cathedra means is from the chair.
Yeah,
right?
so-
but but I think that is one of them, right? It has to
Sort
be
of.
From the
ex-
chair.
from the chair, like more like authority. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
in his
yeah.
office.
Okay.
Okay, that's my pity clap. Okay.
Pity clap. Okay. What was your other one?
He has to be only on matters of doctrine, right?
Faith and morals.
Faith and morals. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's half.
Oh.
Oh. What? That's
Diane's brutal.
Diane's just alternating the bomb and the clapping. She's not even paying attention. Believe me.
She just knows I gotta get him wrong, so she's got the bomb one ready.
Okay. Well, and then there's a third one.
There is.
Okay, so it has to have the authority of the Pope has to be on issues of faith and morals, and gosh, what's the last one?
So 2 of them are kind of being merged. I'm realizing this.
So we've only done one so far.
No, you've done one definitely correct, and then the other one
Of
kind of
faith
could
and
apply to
morals was that
both.
2?
No, faith and morals was 1.
Okay, and authority, and then from the chair of Peter. Is that the other 2?
Yeah, so it's in virtue of his supreme apostolic authority, and then an exercise of his office as shepherd and teacher of all Christians.
All right. So, you know an example of like an official ex cathedra pronouncement from the Pope that's actually happened in the last couple hundred years?
Nope.
The Immaculate
Word.
Conception?
Oh,
Yeah,
that there.
very good.
Yeah, I did know that.
We just...
I don't know why. I was like,
when she was 14.
I wasn't Catholic when I was 14, Dave.
I know, but you seem to have learned everything.
Well, what he thinks, I immediately was like, no, I don't know anything. As soon as he said it, I was like, I did know that. Like, I could have figured that out if I actually tried.
Yeah. The other one's the Assumption.
Yeah.
This one knew that.
And I didn't.
And that was only like 1950. Immaculate Conception was like 1854 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I still wonder. I don't know how we did this with the Glorious Mysteries of the Rosary, because you had the Assumption in there, I think, for a long time. I don't know when it was added with the Assumption.
It was like one of those things that everyone kind of believed, but it wasn't
actually-
made a church.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right,
Very nice.
Jonathan.
All right, my turn. Okay.
Expectations are sky high because you actually were able to prepare for this one, right?
Okay, so there's a little bit of a. I need to make like a little
Here comes
cushion
the
for myself
oh,
here.
No, here comes
Long
the
explanation.
Oh dear.
Okay, so it's obscure enough to the point where I'm not sure that I could fact check it and look it up myself. So
Okay.
I may be wrong, but the question itself is real.
So we can't lose anything here.
The question
So
is
I'm
real,
going to judge
but
your
the answer
correctness
may
off of
be
what I
just
think is right.
Total malarkey.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
So very subjective. Got it.
All right, so during the Arian heresy,
Yes.
there was a particular saint who the Arians did not like. There's another particular saint who was very famous, Saint Nicholas, who was, I believe, an Arian at the time, or at least he kind of affiliated with them. So, okay, unless I'm getting this wrong. Was it not Saint Nicholas?
No, St. Nicholas clocked Arius at a council. He
Oh, no, wait, then, okay. No. Okay.
Well, answer the question, St. Nicholas. Then.
Yeah, it was Saint Nicholas. Okay. No, I said it wrong.
Can we please have a burn?
Wait.
I think we need a burn.
need
for
that.
this.
So did we totally just sabotaged your question?
You
didn't
did,
we?
yeah, I said it
to be fair,
wrong.
he started out with
you
St.
were
Nicholas.
talking about St. Nicholas.
Yeah, he's the one who
Supposed to
brought
be
up.
flipped around.
You
dang it.
gave so St.
So-
Nicholas.
Yeah.
I had we could have. I feel like we could have gotten the answer to this one too.
Yeah.
But we also definitely could have gotten it because he gave it to us.
Yeah.
Well, I just torpedoed myself there.
That's fine.
I
That's
yield
what
my
happens
time.
when. This is why we can't let Jonathan prepare a question
I know.
ahead of time.
I think
It doesn't
I
go-
like it better when he doesn't prepare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All right. Do you
okay.
want to go next? Or do you want me to go next, Dave?
Well, what would you prefer?
I don't care. I have 3 questions.
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
All right. I have 3 questions from the Old Testament.
Of
We're
course, it's
continuing our
Bible.
education of the Old Testament. So these are just kind of random from different famous stories in in the Old Testament. Some things maybe a little obscure. You may not immediately remember it, but this one I feel like you all can get.
Is this just kind of shout out the answer when you know it,
Yep.
or what?
Yep.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to bring my little buttons.
Oh, we
I
need
have
those.
buttons.
Yeah.
I bought them. Which towns were destroyed by fire and brimstone?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Thank you, Dave. All right. Did you all know that?
Nope.
Once David. Once.
Once David.
I was thinking-
I thought it was
Whoa.
I thought it was so easy that I had. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys. I give Jonathan a hard time. I want to. That's why he didn't come last week. 'Cause
Yeah.
He was just like, I just
The
need.
abuse was too much.
I need 1 week to just kind of lie in my bed and hold onto my pillow.
It is, exactly, yeah.
Because that show is brutal.
All
It
right.
is.
This one, I feel like, I don't know if you, okay. If Dave just shouts it out, I'm going to be very, very impressed. But this one, you might actually need to, like, a moment and consider it. How many people were saved on the ark?
3.
2.
No.
3 people were saved on the ark?
No. I didn't.
He said 2.
Okay,
I said
no,
You said 2.
No, it was Moses and his wife.
Not Moses.
No,
Noah.
I'm sorry. Okay, wrong guy. Okay, no,
you're
no,
right.
wait. Noah and his wife,
Yes.
and then he had
son.
kids and,
Yeah.
and even in-laws.
I did say 2.
He had what? 3 sons,
Oh,
and then their wives.
Okay.
So
Math.
that 8.
Yes.
Whoa.
Very nice.
I don't know why I
Very
said
nice.
two.
But I did say Moses, so that
That kind of like
That
it's
tracks
half
a
a
little
bomb
bit.
too.
Yeah, an ice pack.
that kind of stained it a little
Yeah,
bit.
just-
But
There you go.
Yeah.
That's for saying Moses.
I'm glad you didn't ask how many animals, because that'd be a tough question.
That'd be great.
Okay.
All right. Name the 3 sons of David, King David.
Oh.
3 sons.
Oh,
of David.
Come on, Sam.
Okay.
I know you can do this. Name one of them.
Solomon.
Yay. That's 1. 2 more.
Jonathan.
No.
Oh wait. Oh, that's Saul's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a friend.
Good name though.
Solomon.
Who got hung by his hair?
Absalom.
Yes.
Samson.
Hung by his hair. No.
No. I just said hair. I thought. No.
Absalom.
Absalom,
Yeah,
the one who
okay.
got caught. Did he see the one who got caught by his hair, like as he was riding away battle?
That was Samson.
No,
The one
no,
that
wasn't
had
that-
stretched out.
No. The one who that's how he died. He was riding away in battle, and his hair got stuck in a tree, and he was stabbed.
And then
Wow,
they
that's
came back and they
terrible.
told King David.
Yep.
They thought it was all great.
So
then he got
that's
killed.
Absalom.
And King David killed the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one is a pretty common name nowadays. Very common Bible name that's used. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say very common, but it's like a name you'll definitely hear.
A lot of Old Testament names are very popular.
Yeah, that's true. But it's not like Absalom. You don't run into too many Absaloms. Like the other 2 are less popular.
Like Noah and Elijah. Those are very common.
Begins with an N.
And
Nathan.
Yeah.
oh, Nathan. Very
Nathan,
good.
good job.
All right.
Those are my questions.
All right.
Nice.
Those are my questions. Thank you for clarifying that. I wasn't sure what those were. Okay.
This is my hat, and these are my glasses,
Okay.
too, by the way.
And this is Cecil.
This is my mouse, by the way. Okay. All right. These questions, Sissel, as a former Protestant, is going to appreciate these.
Oh, yay.
These have to do with the Book of Revelation.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And I will. You didn't get that far in the Bible, or what?
No, but that one just has a lot in it.
It's towards the end.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot in
there's
it.
a lot there. Okay, so
Okay.
feel free
Well,
to
I'm
just
not
kind
gonna get
of.
it.
Oh,
That's
Jonathan's got his poker face on. Boy, he's ready.
I have a Bible in front of me.
Yeah. Don't.
Hey, I have a Bible in front of me.
Don't feel bad because I said Moses was in the ark.
Okay.
So that I kind of set the bar pretty low.
Just for the record, I've been wanting to
Okay.
take a Bible study class. I just haven't yet.
These are going to be increasing in the level of difficulty. Okay.
Fantastic. So if we get the first one wrong, we're in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. If you get the first one wrong, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay.
Okay.
Who wrote the Book of Revelation?
John.
Okay. Okay, Sissel got that right. Okay, so
now I can be calm for the rest of
now it's
I'm on the board.
the fact that you guys didn't shout that out is really starting to fare.
Concerning.
It's very concerning.
Nervous chuckle.
Okay, so it's Sissel. So she's ready.
Yeah.
The island that John was on when he wrote the Book of Revelation, it was
I'm supposed to know that.
penal colony. Okay, so look, we got a guy, Victor.
Yeah.
Is
St.
he-
John. Good
is
job.
Is Victor new?
I think so, or at least not recently. He might have been on before in the
Yeah,
past.
you're kind of covering your bases. And,
Yep.
yeah.
He's either new or not.
Yeah, I knew him when I was 15 years old. Yeah. I
I'm just gonna be careful what I say from now on. I just get
Yeah.
all the roasting going on over here, and I don't even have an ice pack.
Good old
Okay.
Victor. Okay, no, Victor, good to hear from you. All right, does anybody out there know this one?
Okay, so can you give me what
come
the letter
on.
begins with?
P.
I see. Oh,
I have
I'm
no
like
idea.
Paul.
Oh, come on.
No,
Somebody's got
Paul.
to
Is
know
it
this.
no Paul? Anything like going that direction? Like
Paul?
no. Like does that start with it? Is that how it starts?
Oh, it actually, Patmos.
Oh, I didn't remember.
The
that.
island of Patmos.
I didn't know
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, 2 more questions. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
There was he wrote to 7 churches named after cities. Can you name any of the 7 churches that John wrote to in the Book of Revelation? One of them is actually a city, the name of a city, a very, very big city in the United States.
Oh, never mind.
that. I'm sorry. Can we repeat the question, please?
The 7 cities that John referred to.
Oh, Philadelphia.
There you go.
Yes.
Ah!
You knew that one.
I did know that one, yes.
Okay.
That was good.
All right. So there was one called Philadelphia. Most of the other ones are very.
Kind of gibberishy sounding.
Yeah. Okay. Victor knew Philadelphia. Does anybody know any of the other ones? Okay.
Repeat the question one more time. I was answering a comment on
the
Facebook.
the 7 churches or cities mentioned in the book of Revelation.
Oh,
Okay,
You
so
mean
he was
Jerusalem?
he was
Isn't
addressing.
there
Jerusalem is not one of them.
okay.
No. Okay. They were Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamon, Thyatira, Sardis, and Laodicea.
Can we reread the Smyrna one? Is that Smyrna? Not to be not to be confused with the
Boy,
distant
wait,
cousin of Smirnoff.
I tell you, what. Smirnoff.
The distant cousin of Smirnoff.
Okay. The next one. The last one here. Okay, when the seals were opened, and the 4 horsemen came riding different colored horses.
I'm sorry. Say again.
Okay, no. When he started undoing the seals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the book of Revelation.
Yep.
And there were 4 horsemen that came, and every one of them was riding a different color horse.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel like there's only so many colors. We can figure this out. Black,
There was a
White.
black horse.
a white
yes.
horse,
Yes.
Brown.
a
there was
brown
white-
horse,
Beige.
No. No. Okay. The
red
white horse.
Gold?
The rider had a bow. The black horse held a scale in his hand.
Scale.
Okay. Did somebody say red?
He said
Red.
I said red.
No, I
earlier.
didn't
There was
I
a
did
red-
say red
There was a
earlier.
red horse. He was given a huge sword, and then the last one, you probably aren't going to get.
Purple,
No.
pink,
Gold,
No.
silver,
No.
green.
aquamarine.
Brown.
Magenta.
Beige. I
A
can't think.
pale green horse,
That's
Whoa.
a weird color horse.
and his rider was named Death.
Death.
I feel like that's the OG unicorn.
And,
A
Hades
green.
accompanied him. Okay, he was the last one. I'm sure he was a lot of fun.
Oh wow.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale green horse. Okay, so I'd say we did pretty well overall in trivia today. Thanks for participating. Thanks everybody for being here for the show. And we'll see you next week for the next Back to the Father here on the Guadalupe Radio Network. God bless you.
Thanks for joining us for Back to the Father. And don't forget, the glory of God is the human person fully alive. If you have comments about the show, email Dave Palmer at grnonline.com.